Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing the very long-awaited septum piercing experience video slash 2-week update. So in case any of you do not know, yes, I did indeed get my septum pierced. If any of you do not know what that piercing is, it is this ring inside of my nose here, which is called a septum piercing. First things first, let's get one thing out of the way. If you notice the background is a little bit different than it usually is, and that is because I got a little room divider thing so I could have a background to my YouTube videos, because I am really looking to grow my channel and make my channel look really nice and really professional, and I figured this would be an excellent way to do so. I am absolutely in love with it. I think it looks really, really nice. So this is what my video backgrounds are going to look like from now on. I really like it. I just think it just brings the whole thing together, and it'll just make my channel like more recognizable, like, because this will be like my official background. So I just wanted to get that out of the way in case any of you are wondering what that was. That's what it is, and it's here to stay. So this is what the background of my videos are going to be looking like now. Anyway, back to my piercing. So I got my septum pierced on July 8th of this year, so about 2 weeks ago. I'm filming this on the 22nd, which is the 2-week mark, so it is the 2-week mark for me, but this video isn't uploaded until like the 26th, so you guys are seeing this a little after 2 weeks. My video scheduling got kind of messed up, so I couldn't upload it on the day of, so that's just kind of, that's my fault. So you guys are seeing this a little bit after the 2-week mark, but I'm filming this on the 2-week mark, and I'm just going to be kind of sharing my experience of the whole thing and, you know, how I've been doing the last 2 weeks as far as, you know, how the piercing's healing, things like that. So let's go ahead and get started. A lot of these questions I'm going to be saving for the septum piercing FAQ, which I will be doing in a couple weeks from now. I'm just waiting to get more questions on it. If you have any questions about the septum piercing, go ahead and leave them down below, and I will add those into the video. So if I don't answer you in the comment, it's because they are being saved for the video, which will be up in a couple weeks. So anyway, I got it done, like I said, on July 8th, and the price for me was $10. It was originally supposed to be $25, but the guy who did my piercing knows me very, very well. He's done almost every single one of my other piercings, so he charged me a little lower, so my septum piercing was $10. Same place I always go to get all my other piercings, and, you know, the experience was, you know, just like every other piercing too. You know, you walk in, you say, hey, what's up, you know, do you have time to do a septum piercing? Because the place that I go to, all piercings are walk-ins. You don't have to make an appointment, so you just walk in and see if they have time to do it. If they do, they pretty much, you know, take a photocopy of your ID, have you fill out the waiver so you can't sue them in case, you know, something goes wrong with the piercing, which is very important. So you do all that, then usually, sometimes you pay them either before or after, it doesn't really matter. I paid him after the piercing was done. So pretty much I got in there, I did all that stuff, and he called me into the back, he got everything all set up, and it was pretty much time to pierce. I was feeling a little bit nervous. I mean, it's really weird because I do have like quite a lot of piercings, so you think I wouldn't be nervous going into getting a new piercing, but every time it seems I go in to get a new piercing, I get really, really nervous. I'm going all over the place. I'm sorry, this video probably isn't put together very well, but I'm sorry, I haven't filmed in a while, so when I get back to like filming, I'm like just gibbering all the time. Anyway, so I sat down, he cleaned the area with some alcohol, he marked it with some purple ink. Sometimes it's purple or green depending on, you know, where you go, but they mark it with ink to make sure, you know, they got it in the right place. And in case any of you are wondering, I was pierced in the sweet spot of my nose. Some people, when they do get their septum pierced, they like to be pierced through the cartilage. I was pierced through the sweet spot, which is in the upper front part of your nose. If you take your 2 fingers and you feel, and there's kind of like a soft spot in between the skin and the cartilage, that's called a sweet spot, and that is where usually septum piercings are pierced, but some people like to get them pierced through the cartilage. It's all about personal preference, but that's where mine was pierced. That's where I felt most comfortable with it. So yes, that's where I was pierced, in case any of you were wondering. After he marked me, he put the clamp on and he checked really thoroughly to make sure that the piercing would be straight, and he actually did a really good job of getting it pretty straight. I'm really, really happy with how straight he got it, because a lot of people's complaints when they get their septum done is, you know, it's not very straight, I don't like it, it's not straight. So the fact that mine's pretty fucking straight is awesome. So I'm really glad it is. And then after he made sure it was straight, he held the clamp there, he had the needle, and right away I closed my eyes. In case any of you haven't noticed, every time it comes time to actually pierce the area, I always shut my eyes. The reason is because piercing needles look very, very scary to me, especially when they're coming near my face. And he didn't give a countdown or anything, which is fine with me. I'm not one that needs a countdown. He just kind of held it there, kind of poked around to make sure it was in the right spot. Then boom, he went right through. And a lot of you in the video were like, oh, you took it like a champ, you didn't even flinch. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, because I did actually flinch a little bit. It was pretty painful piercing. It was about a 7 out of 10 for me. And I did flinch a little bit. Like if you go and watch the video, and you'll see me kind of go like that. Like that was about the flinch. That was about this big of a flinch I did, but still I did flinch a little bit. It definitely wasn't a very nice feeling piercing. He pierced, he took the jewelry, which is the one that I have in now, and this is a, I believe it is a, I think it's a 16 gauge. He put in a 16 gauge horseshoe, and first things first that I want to get out of the way is, yes, I know, the ring is huge. It's huge, I know. I absolutely hate how big the ring is. I can't wait to change it, because when I do change it, I'm gonna change it so it's so tiny that you can only see the balls. I don't like the size of it right now. I just think it's way too big. It's just too much. So I am going to be changing it to a smaller ring. In case any of you are wondering, I'm not going to keep it this size, so yeah, just wanted to get that out of the way. He put the ring in, he cleaned me up, because I did bleed a little bit. It wasn't like, you know, that bad. So he cleaned up the area, and then it was all done. And right when I like walked out and I paid, all of a sudden my septum started to swell really, really bad, which I'll talk more about in the FAQ video. So that's kind of why I'm glad he gave me a bigger ring, because my septum just swelled like crazy when I walked out. It was weird. So yeah, after I got home is when the healing process started, which is leading into the 2-week update. So when I got home and I felt I started getting used to the piercing and how it was going to feel on my face. Right away I could start to feel some pain. It felt like I got punched in the face, like dead center in the face. It literally felt like someone just went right in my nose. Like it was that kind of pain. It was very dull. It was very, very weird. It was very sore. It stung a lot. Every time I would clean it, my eyes would just water, because, you know, the salt water, it would just really get into the piercing and sting it a little bit. Pretty much what I was doing for the actual pain is I would be taking ibuprofen, which helped a ton. Like, you guys have no idea. If you ever have a piercing that's fairly sore, the best thing to do would be to take like, you know, ibuprofen or Tylenol to help with any pain or swelling, which is what I did, because literally when I got home, my septum was huge. It felt like I got punched in the face. It was very sore, it was stingy, it was just very, very weird. So I took tons of ibuprofen. Now that I'm at my 2nd week of it, it has been healing absolutely fantastic. I'm very happy with the way it's been healing. The only thing that's still, you know, kind of going on is I'm still very, very tender in this area right here. This part of my nose is still very, very tender, especially if I like go like that. It's still a little bit tender. It's not excruciating pain, but it's still a little bit tender, which is normal. I expect that to happen for another week or so. But the actual piercing itself is healing great. I'll go ahead and show you. So there is the one side right there. I'm sorry if it's a little bit crusty and gross looking. And then here is the other side. As far as healing goes, this side has been the most complicated side to actually get to, you know, heal. This side is a little bit more tender than this side, so yeah. I did do a video, like I said in the beginning, on how I clean it. That will also be in the description box. So I've been cleaning it, you know, 3 times a day. I wake up, clean it with sea salt, afternoon, clean it, get in the shower, and I clean it with antibacterial soap. That's pretty much been my routine, and it's been working out fantastic. I can now move the piercing. As you can see, it's still very healing because it still kind of gets stuck. As you can see, like, it just kind of hangs out there. But I can move it really, really well. You know, I can start to move it this way without it hurting at all. It does get a little bit stuck sometimes, but that's because it is obviously still healing and it's still getting all the little crusties. So I expect that to happen for, you know, another month or so. A lot of people were saying you could change it within 4 weeks, but there's no way in hell mine will be ready to be changed by that time. I'm gonna give it a good probably 2 months to heal before I change it, because I do want to change it as soon as possible. I know it does take about 4 to 6 months for them to heal, but I just want to change it to a smaller ring so bad. Like, you guys have no idea how much I hate this big ring. Like, I just want it to be smaller, and I just want it to look a lot more cute. So yeah, that's pretty much how I've been cleaning it. That's how it's been doing. I did have one awful incident. I think it was like 5 days after I got it, where it was still pretty fucking sore. I was drinking a pop, and I went to take a drink, and you know, like the little thing on top, like the little the opener thing. Well, I went to take a drink, and I was finishing up the whatever was left in the can, so I like tilted my head back, and I didn't know this, but the ball had wrapped around the little opener thing, and I go to like pull the can away from my mouth, and it pulled. Holy hell, did that hurt. Like, oh my god, you guys have no idea. I was like, oh, like it hurt so bad, and then it started bleeding. Like, it looked like I got just mauled in the nose 80 times, and I was just like bleeding. So that was the only really bad incident that I've had, but other than that, it's been healing absolutely fantastic. Definitely a very easy piercing for me to heal. This one in my tragus was probably, you know, the easiest piercings to heal. It's come time to change it, because I actually did already order a ring for my septum piercing, the one that I'm going to be changing it to. I'm going to be keeping this same style, but it'll just be a lot smaller. So I already ordered that, so it'll be here and ready to go when it is time to change it. And I will be filming that for you guys, so it'll be kind of like a, you know, changing my septum piercing for the first time video, which is pretty exciting. So make sure you stay tuned for that as well. All the other questions that you guys have for me, I am going to be saving those until the FAQ video. I did answer some in this video, but I will be talking more in depth about those in the FAQ video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's pretty much the 2-week update. I don't need to take ibuprofen anymore. There's no more swelling. There is still a little bit of pain, like I said, right here, and I'm still getting the usual, you know, crusties, dried blood, things like that, which is perfectly normal. It's on the right track. It's doing everything it's supposed to do, you know, all that good stuff. So I hope this was helpful and informational for you guys. But until then, I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye, everyone. Getting a phone call. 1 second. Depending on where you go, it doesn't matter. How long have I had lipstick on my teeth? Ooh.